talk about wrestling. So, hello internets, and welcome to something a little bit different than the normal, usual thing we do on the channel. It's just me and my friend Iron Hobbit.
Hello.
There he is.
I'm right here.
There he is. We're just gonna be talking about some wrestling for the, as I'm making a moveset on the wrestling game here. So I guess we should start off with the first thing and just start talking about the pay-per-view from last night, Extreme Rules.
Yeah. You want to start from the beginning, or?
Yeah. I didn't actually rewatch it like I probably should have.
I did. I went when I got home. I went home and watched the whole thing from the beginning.
Okay, cool.
A minute, and I'll. So, I guess the first match was the Usos and
the club.
Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Yeah.
Right. That was at a tornado elimination tag, I think.
Yeah, the Usos just got their ass handed to them. It was, I mean, they put up a hell of a fight, no doubt, but you clearly saw who the better team was in that type of match, hands down.
Okay.
There's no doubt about it. The Gallows and Anderson were standing strong after their win, and both Usos had to be helped out, up the rampway and out, from ringside.
Oh wow.
They took a pummeling. Something
Damn.
fierce.
Well, I guess they're trying to push the club up a little bit, I guess.
Wow, there. You said what?
I said I guess they're trying to push the club. That's what they're calling them right now.
I think that they're trying to phase out the Usos for a bit.
Probably.
I mean, maybe let them come back as a heel team.
Well, they are getting injured a lot.
Let them have a break to actually recover a little bit more, because both of them are coming off some.
Oh yeah, they're both
some minor
been
injuries.
Yeah, I was gonna say they've both been pretty injured the whole time,
So maybe they're getting some time off to recover, and they can come back as a strong face or a heel.
Yeah.
Depending on what's needed at the time.
Maybe. Because, I mean, it could go either way with them. They could pull a heel thing. They haven't done a heel run in a while.
Right. I don't think they're pushing Gallows and Anderson for a tag team title, though.
No.
At the moment.
No, I don't think so either.
I'm still thinking that the Dudley boys are gonna be here sooner than later to take their 10th.
Oh yeah. That's I have a feeling that's what they're pushing with the Vaudevillains, Enzo and Cass, and New Day.
I didn't watch the pre-show per se, but the results on that apparent, I guess, the Dudley boys versus Big Cass.
Yeah, apparently
he took on both Dudley boys.
Yeah, I was about to say, apparently Cass wrecked them both.
Pretty hard. So that's interesting. They're pushing him in that direction. I wonder if that means Enzo's going to be out longer than expected.
I don't know. Maybe.
I expected maybe a couple of weeks. Pushing him out as a big singles competitor.
Yeah. And if he could take out a tag team by himself too, so.
Not just any tag team either. That was the Dudley boys.
Oh yeah, and plus, he's got the look that WWE creative looks for. The tall, freaking strong.
Oh yeah.
He's got that look, so that's what they're probably mainly looking at.
He's got a unique set of mic skills. I'm not sure if I think they're great or not yet, but he's got a definite unique set of mic skill, vocal. It's not something you forget.
Yeah. It's not like, putting freaking Brock Lesnar on the mic. Or something, you know? Hey, Paul, say something stupid. Oh, thank you, Tori.
When I saw the Baron Corbin Dolph Ziggler thing, I was unimpressed.
Pretty much they're just feeding Dolph Ziggler to Corbin, from what I can tell.
Right. Now I'm kind of bored with that one, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's like in one of the videos I watched on What Culture on YouTube. They said that this storyline, it just seems like that's the only person that Corbin can actually take on. You know, he's been doing it so much. He's been fighting Ziggler. It just seems like that's the only person he can contend with. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just really bored with that one.
I am too. Corbin, like, you know, like we've said off camera, his gimmick is one that's gonna it's gonna get stale really quick, because he's just
he's got to do something different with it.
I mean,
the gimmick can work as long as he does something with it, and it's not the same boring crap every week.
That's the problem, though. Creative's just doing the same boring shit with him, just like they're doing with everybody else, pretty much.
What about that? We got the United States Championship match.
Dude, I saw parts of that.
That was harsh.
Fucking Rusev just destroyed Kalisto.
Every time Kalisto tried to make a comeback in that match, Rusev just beat him harder for it. And the end, Rusev, they made it really, to me, they made it look like, you know, it made me wonder the whole time whether it was scripted or not. And I've come to the decision that I'm pretty sure that it was, but at the same time, you know, what happened was Kalisto got up to the top rope and Rusev grabbed him and slammed him onto the ring on the apron side.
Ooh.
You know, on his back, and his back arched up and locked up, and he didn't move after that. And they had the ring doctor come in, and Rusev's pacing around the ring, and finally grabs his leg and pulls him into the middle of the ring and flips him over on his back and stomps on his back, and the ref pushes him off and, you know, shouts at him in the corner, and Rusev's and you can see this look of panic and worry in Rusev's face. And, you know, because if Kalisto's disqualified, Rusev can't win the championship. So after he manages to smash Kalisto in the back with his foot again, you know, twice, he just grabs him and puts him in the
Accolade, right?
The Accolade, and literally just rolls all the way back on his back and has Kalisto bent over in half.
Jesus.
And Kalisto's just tapping away.
God damn.
It was it was a beautiful match, though. I mean, Kalisto got that's the most aggressive I've seen Rusev since last time he was United States champion.
Yeah, and man, he if they actually give him a good United States title push, you know, it might be something to solidify the title as an actual good title again. You know?
Yeah.
We'll get to the older stuff, Badger.
I think he'll have a very aggressive title run.
Oh, I think so too. You know, especially if they let him work like he used to in
on Cena. Ew.
Oh, you know, I've already heard rumors about that. You know,
I'll cry. I'll cry deep down in my soul.
I would too. But I'm drinking coffee for the question that was what am I drinking?
What are you drinking? True, making sure I could remember the order of the matches.
Yeah.
The pay-per-view. We're on the tag team championships, by the way.
Yep. Okay. Which that was a great match. Fucking New Day,
That was a
man.
phenomenal match.
New Day is
They
great.
did, however, there was interference by Kofi Kingston. At the very end, he kicked.
Gotch, yeah.
Right in the head.
But or not Gotch. Xavier Woods actually kicking out of the freaking whirling dervish.
Oh, the swirling dervish. Yeah, there was no joke there. That was not what I expected from Xavier Woods either.
No, I don't think anybody was.
I did not expect him to kick out. I mean, of all the people, you know, of all three men in New Day, Xavier's not the one I expected to kick out from that move.
Yeah.
Big E or Kofi, yeah, I expected that, you know, resilience. But it's nice to see Xavier, you know, with the I can still stay in a match instead of be knocked out first, you know.
Yeah.
First time I'm hit with a finisher.
Or pretty much like he's been doing whenever he's a part of a match, they usually lose. You know?
Yeah.
Which that was a thing for a little bit.
Kofi doesn't do the interference as well as Xavier does from the outside.
Yeah, that's true.
Xavier's got that run in the interference with the third man thing down packed. You know, when they've got Xavier on the outside, they're almost guaranteed to win.
Yeah.
Though, Gotch and terrible, my brain has stopped working all of a sudden.
Aiden English. The Vaudevillains.
Yeah. Gotch and English. They did a great job though. It wasn't like they just got, you know, smacked around and then with the cheese win. They were taking it to the New Day.
Oh yeah.
So I have to say, Big E definitely showed he was much more powerful than both those men.
Oh yeah. Which is good. He needs to show off that strength a bit more. You know?
Yep.
What was after that? After that was the Asylum match.
Championship.
Oh no, that's right. Yeah, the Intercontinental.
No, that was the Fatal 4-Way. That was definitely, I have to agree with. I think it was JBL. That is definitely should be on the list for match of the year. That was an amazing match.
It was
start to finish.
Yeah, and it was kind of surprising how it ended. I mean, Miz winning the title.
Zayn cost himself the match.
Yeah.
Zayn cost himself the match. Owens pulled him out, and Zayn looked over at Cesaro, outdone, finished. Looked over at Owens, looked at Cesaro. You could see Miz crawling and sneaking around the other side of the ring, and he grabs Owens and just starts beating the crap out of Owens. And Zayn is sliding in the ring right at the 3 count, trying to.
And it just didn't work.
He was so close, and he let his hatred for Owens get the better of him.
Yep.
Cost him the match.
Yeah, that's why that's gonna come back and bite him in the ass pretty much. Alright, hold on. That's gonna be my ender.
Did you see the beginning of that match?
No, I missed the beginning of it.
Oh my god. Alright, the referees are, you know, in the bell, he rings for the bell and backs up, and the only thing you see is Zayn fly from his corner and haluva kick Owens over the top rope.
Damn!
Both other men are standing there staring at him like, and, you know, looking around. Zayn backs up, he's kind of checking out both the other guys. Miz looks down over at Owens, cracks a smile. There was just, you know, there was like a 20-second, 30-second pause where, you know, after it was just boom over the edge, and Owens was out for the good first 5-10 minutes of the match before he got involved again.
Well, that's freaking. I might have to watch that freaking after I get done with the
That
stream.
match was great from the ring of the bell to the very end. It was a great match. Very aggressive.
Yeah, it seemed like it was good. You know, that's what I love about a Fatal 4-Way match is that it gives everybody time to show their off, you know, their talent and everything, and there's never a dull moment. You know,
No,
because there's always something going on. They usually have good enough workers in the ring to pretty much know when to come in and start, you know, taking the bumps and stuff.
yeah. Terrible.
What?
She bent her can trying to get the lid off of it.
Oh.
Dana did. I found it funny. Yeah, that was probably, I'd say, my favorite match of the night was the Intercontinental Championship match.
Okay.
Not that I didn't enjoy all of the matches. I think I enjoyed all of the matches.
Yeah.
But that one was hands down my absolute favorite. Though I can't stand the winner. I'm very, very irritated that Miz is the winner.
Yeah, that sucks.
Match-wise, I think it had so many great moments in that match. The Ambrose Asylum match. Did you watch that one?
I watched parts of it. Because Fear the Walking Dead was on, so.
Right.
But I heard it was very reminiscent of a Mick Foley match. It was almost like a nod. Oh yeah, I saw those pictures on Instagram.
Oh my god. They used everything but the potted plant. They pulled everything down and used it but the potted plant.
They didn't want to have another freaking outcry after what they did to Mitch. Yeah.
Right. So,
poor Mitch.
it was
Rest
great.
in peace,
At
Mitch.
one point, Dean Ambrose was mopping the face of Jericho while he was laying on the ring. It was hilarious. And the mop looked like the color of the stain on Luke Harper's shirt.
Oh,
just gross.
Just grody and nasty.
Grody and brown and ew.
And just like something that you'd probably not expect to be on a floor.
But yeah, it got pretty good. They got down to everything but the bucket and the plant, and I'm thinking, are they gonna actually use every weapon in this match? And they went up, and he went up and grabbed the bucket and got down and opened up the bucket and pulled out this black silk bag.
Oh, and anybody who's a fan of freaking hardcore matches
oh yeah,
would
I knew what was in that
recognize
bag. And then he just dumped him in one corner of the ring and kept trying to slam Jericho. And finally, at the end, he had Jericho up in a powerbomb and just powerbombed him right on the thumbtacks.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
It was there was thumbtacks all in his back and his arms. It was
Nanny,
it was very, very reminiscent of a Foley match.
That's awesome. Nanny was telling me that at pretty much that point, when Chris Jericho fell on the thumbtacks, he like immediately just like freaking got off of it like ah.
Oh, he did. And then Dean Ambrose picked him up and Dirty Deeds his face into the thumbtacks.
Ooh. Ouch.
And got the pinfall. At one point, Dean Ambrose is crawling off of him, and Jericho's laying there screaming, his arms shaking because he's got thumbtacks embedded all the way up his arm to his elbow.
Oh, Jesus.
Or from his elbow all the way up, some in his forearm. And, I'm thinking, God, he's old, he's hurt, he can't take it anymore. Of course, they've got the medical doctors and the referee, and they're trying to pick the thumbtacks off. He chases the referee off, threatening him to punch him, and basically chases the medical staff off. So I'm like, all right, Jericho is definitely willing to take the. But wow, go Jericho for taking that.
Yeah.
I mean, usually when Foley pulls out the thumbtacks, it's Foley who ends up in the thumbtacks.
Yeah. Well, I guess it shows you Ambrose is a little bit more capable at hardcore wrestling, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the smile on Ambrose's face on the way out, that was so great.
Oh, I bet.
It was priceless. They're definitely pushing Ambrose as a hardcore
wrestler. That's good.
Competitor. I'd like to see them push a hardcore, championship run again.
Oh, if only they would bring back that title as my all-time favorite title.
Speaking of bringing back titles, did you see the promo for the Cruiserweight?
Yeah. I'm really
surprised by that. Is that an actual championship coming back, or is that just an award?
I think that's just an award, probably almost like a King of the Ring tournament. At least that's what it sounds like. But it might be them testing the waters for future Cruiserweight focus. Division
again, because they have a lot of smaller wrestlers that would qualify as a Cruiserweight division now that are talented, and they're willing to bring them in.
Oh, yeah.
If they have a few more titles, they can, have a few more, matches that are worth something throughout, their 3-hour program. Less crappier, random promos showing us the same thing we've seen 4 times in the same program week after week.
Yeah.
Actually fill a Monday Night Raw with, an extra match or two that is interesting.
Oh, yeah. That'd be good. But going back to the pay-per-view, the next match after the Asylum match, that was the Divas match, right?
It was, yes. Which was my least favorite match of the night, unfortunately. It was a great match. And both women were absolutely awesome, I think.
Oh yeah, they put themselves out there, but it just couldn't compete with all the rest of the matches that went on. But it was that's the match that was happening when Walking Dead was over, so I got to see more of that one. With the added stipulation of freaking Ric Flair not being able to be at ringside, both me and Nani thought that like the referee was gonna get knocked out, and then Little Nate would have had to come out.
Right. That's kind of where I thought it was gonna go, something redundant like that.
Yeah, they did something similar, but it was still unexpected, with bringing Dana Brooks, who has no talent at all.
To come out.
Dana Brooks has no talent at all, really.
Not a Dana Brooks fan, huh?
No, she's not that great. She has, I don't know if she's like doing her best with her gimmick or what, but it just doesn't work for me. Even as a heel, I'm just like, I don't like you as a heel. I don't like you at all. And I know she's probably got that diva look that they want.
Well, she's also a muscular woman in comparison to some of the other girls.
Oh yeah. Well, she's a female bodybuilder.
Right. So I'm wondering if that's just what they're looking for the size, in a competitor.
Probably.
Maybe they just haven't maybe she just hasn't showcased her talent. I've seen very little of her matches. Most of them end with either an interference by Emma or she's at ringside for Emma.
Yeah, and that was pretty much the whole storyline they had going for her in NXT. Was she was just...
So what, she leeching on to a bigger fish in the pond now? Is that what's going on?
It seems that way. It seems like they're probably going to try the same gimmick that she had, but with a freaking Charlotte instead.
Right.
You know? Which
I don't
could
know.
work.
I think it's probably a coy. She probably wants a Divas champion or a women's championship shot herself, and the closer you get to the champion,
oh yeah,
the easier it is to knock her off.
Well, it's like the way we were looking at her after the match as Charlotte was celebrating. It was like both me and Nanny are looking at each other, going, "She's gonna jump her. She's gonna jump her." Right here, it's gonna happen. And no, it did not happen. What? People are calling my name over and over again.
Her back's turned. It's gonna happen.
So yeah, I was expecting the end of that to go a little bit differently.
Yeah.
But still,
I'm almost kind of disappointed it didn't go that direction.
Good God, Onyx. Too much coffee, bro. But yeah, okay, so the last match after that was the main event, which was a really good match. Both competitors made each other look good. You know?
I just want to point out that what confuses the hell out of me about the WWE Universe, why do we boo Gallows and Anderson?
But and cheer AJ Styles.
And boo Roman Reigns.
But cheer AJ Styles.
It's awful.
It is.
They are clearly part of the same faction.
But yet we do the other shit.
It is what it is. But yes, I agree that was an absolute phenomenal match. Pun intended.
I see what you did there.
Not expect Roman to. I expected it to be, you know, Roman beats him down, AJ gets the upper hand, Roman stops him, you know, AJ makes a comeback, Roman stops him again and gets the pinfall, you know.
That's what I was thinking too.
At some point, Gallows and Anderson were gonna come out and, you know, jump him like they did, and the Usos would stop them, and then Roman would get the, you know, the final. But they went for quite a while before any interference happened, and both men really, you know, put themselves into that.
Oh yeah, that freaking that chair shot barrage. When freaking AJ finally decided fuck it and picked up the chair and just started going to town on everybody. That was awesome. I haven't seen somebody go off like that with a chair in the WWE in a long, long time. Oh, I know. It was great to see.
I'm glad they're finally letting them, you know,
do their thing.
Put on the show instead of, you know, limiting them. Yes, you put on a show, but you can only do
this much.
You know, your predecessors were able to do.
Yeah.
So make it work.
You can only do this much because we have children watching now.
There were always children watching.
Yeah. They
were
more
children
worried
watching when Mick Foley rolled around in the thumbtacks.
Yeah.
There were children
watching
when Stone Cold was literally, his face was completely red with blood because of the amount of headshots that he had taken.
I was one of them.
Exactly.
You know, it's just that they were more worried about ratings. They had a contender at that point that they were trying to get the better of. You know? And
oh yeah.
you know, they don't have that at this point, so they're more worried about, you know, making their the parents or whatever, the people that would disagree with the violence and everything. They're trying to make them happy, I guess.
I mean, I agree that it's not a blood sport. You know, it's not like they're actually supposed to be out there killing each other.
No.
We're all aware at this time that most of them don't hate each other as much as they, you know, pretend to when they come out. But at the same time, you know, those guys really put on a physical, you know, show.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that'd probably kill me getting slammed around like that.
I don't know, you know, when we were a little bit younger, we had that friend that freaking slammed you into the hood of his van.
Yeah, but that was 10 years ago.
I'm brittle now.
I'm less sturdy than I used to be. My legs hurt at night after standing for 10 hours at work. They didn't used to always hurt like that.
Yeah.
So I probably couldn't. And if you know, if standing for 10 hours at work, you know, in my 30s, my legs hurt at night. God forbid what they feel like when they get home at night, you know, ready to go to bed with ice packs on muscles they didn't know they had. And
oh yeah. Yes.
So I mean, for regardless of whether or not, you know, they you know, get away with actually punching each other, or, you know, getting really physical, you know, to put on the show, they're still, you know, bruising their bodies the same either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've heard that they get fined, you know, when you know, they're clearly purposely, you know, going at it.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
you know, to make it look real. You're supposed to pull your punches, and you're supposed to, you know,
yeah,
if you can miss them by just you know, a smidgen, so it looks, you know, that's what you're going for. And optimally, I agree. But sometimes, you know, when you've pushed your rivalry to the point where it's like, look, if we make this, if, you know, I pull my punch too early, it's, you know, gonna make it look really bad.
Oh yeah.
But if I conk you in the head and I just don't hit you full force,
yeah, it'll be alright.
They're gonna scream.
Yeah. But oh my god, dude.
AJ taking that slam on that table last night.
Yeah, that looked.
I wasn't sure if he was going through.
Yeah, there was that, and then what was it, when he got pretty much flipped onto the other table. You know.
Oh yeah, when he back body dropped him over the.
Yeah, onto the second
main announce table.
Yeah. I mean, that one, he made that look good.
Mm-hmm. The second one looked incredibly painful.
Oh yeah.
The power bomb onto the Spanish announce table.
Yep.
That looked pretty.
I liked how freaking when Roman had freaking AJ up the first time, and AJ just started punching him in the head, and just like pretty much punched him down to the announce table. You know, I thought that was a really cool part, and
yes,
they let Roman showcase his strength too a lot in the match. You know, like especially when they were on the outside and freaking AJ had his like legs around Roman's head, and Roman just slammed him into the side of the freaking ring, and then slammed him into the barricade.
I love that they allowed allowed Roman to show some actual aggression, make him look like he was just rah,
yeah,
you know,
and let you show a little bit that he knew how to use it. He was still inexperienced. You could tell that he was still inexperienced in everything, taking on AJ. But he knew how to throw his weight around pretty much.
Yeah. Go Roman for not pulling back on that spear through the ringside barrier.
Yeah, he went freaking.
He hit that full force. He was
Yeah.
like, I know I'm not hitting AJ. I'm hitting this hard.
Yeah,
He made it look good.
he did. That was really good.
It looked like he was going to try and kill AJ with that one.
Yeah, and AJ's just like, nope, sidestep.
That was, I was very impressed with Roman because I felt since his Triple H match, it's, you know, he's been very, and most of the time it's been the same crap, and you feel like, you know, you get halfway into the match and Roman's pretty much being handed the rest of the match because he doesn't have the stamina
to keep on going.
And he really looked like he had it this time around.
Yeah. You know, and the freaking the end with the spear, pretty much you know, AJ's going for the phenomenal forearm, blah, blah, and then just the spear out of nowhere. You know, you could tell Roman just like threw himself into it. It was nice.
Oh yeah, and AJ let himself go back first into the mat. It looked, it was crisp. It was great.
It was good.
It looked incredibly painful. So, what about that pedigree?
Yeah. Well, that's been his move since he pretty much quote unquote trained under Triple H. You know, for some reason they're not letting him continue using that curb stomp.
I think I don't know. I think that, you know, with their, you know, loosening up on some stuff, he may be able to, but come on. It was so beautiful to see Seth Rollins pedigree Roman Reigns face into the mat.
Oh.
After everything he just went through.
Oh, I was so glad to see that.
And that look, like, I'm back,
I'm
mine.
back. This is my title. I'm coming back for what's mine.
I can't wait. It's either gonna be Seth versus Roman at Money in the Bank, or he's gonna win Money in the Bank again this year.
Yeah, I think either one of those scenarios.
It's gonna be one of those two.
But what if? All right, let me just throw this little curveball at you. What if both?
Wow. He could
Yeah.
win it and turn it in the same night.
Or
after he had.
What if what if he wins the freaking Money in the Bank and is scheduled the title match that night also, and wins the title and becomes the first ever superstar to hold the title and the Money in the Bank
while
contract.
holding the Money in the Bank. Oh wow, wow! You're pretty much
guaranteeing himself a rematch, a second rematch, should he lose the first.
Right, if I lose it, so yeah, because he gets a rematch clause.
Yeah.
If he manages to lose that, he's got the Money in the Bank.
He's got the Money in the Bank to fall back on.
You have to defend it against somebody else.
Exactly. I mean, that's what I was thinking right after. I was like, damn, that'd be crazy. And that's like a monumental thing that nobody's had happen yet. You know?
Nope, just like he's the only one to hold both U.S. and World and WWE World Heavyweight titles at the same time.
Yeah.
2016, the year of Seth Rollins.
Could be, man. It could be.
It could be. It could be. I can't find the stream. It's terrible.
Check the Facebook. I was gonna say check the Facebook chat.
There it is.
I was gonna say Torn put a thing in it in the Facebook chat. There was a question earlier if you were in the chat, so there's your answer. No, he is not in the chat.
I am now in the chat.
There we go. But yeah, all in all, I was very impressed with the entire pay-per-view from what I saw. You know, it was good.
I have to say that it was definitely the it was better than a lot of pay-per-views have been in many years for the WWE. I think the last two, their new era definitely has something to it. I 100% agree they have not worked out all the kinks.
No.
You know, there are definitely remnants of things that people have been complaining about for quite a while. But at the same time, I don't actually wholly expect them to get rid of all of those. You know, and because some things, while you may feel like they get stale, they work. And when you finally get, you know, a way to make them work, you should stick with it.
Yeah. Like the New Day.
Right.
You know, they're a good example of taking their
talking about, because like the whole thing about the WWE giving, you know, certain wrestlers just the most stupid, redundant, you know, gimmicks, and it's like, why tell them make it work? What is wrong with you? But some of the best gimmicks, you know, and while they're rare, some of the best gimmicks that have ever been in the WWE started as the stupidest thing in wrestling.
Daniel Bryan is an example of that. Daniel Bryan with the whole yes
Daniel
thing.
Bryan, it was supposed to be annoying. It was supposed to make the crowd, you know, boo it.
Hate him. and the crowd ate it up.
Hate the underdog.
Yeah. The crowd ate it up, though.
Literally, they gave him the death of a superstar scenario. I'm not the weakest link. That kills superstars when they have to do that stupid gimmick.
Oh, yeah.
And the people were like, no, you're not. You're right. You're not.
Yep. You're right. You're right, Daniel Bryan. You're not.
And you just couldn't deny it. People absolutely loved Daniel Bryan. I hated Raw vs. SmackDown. I hated that. I hated when the two shows competed.
Oh, well, Onyx was talking about the video game, which wasn't that bad.
Oh, I see, I see. No, the video games were great. I just hated the separation of the two shows.
Yeah. How people had to be a part of only one show.
It was a very depressing time in my life for wrestling.
It sucked because it was like WWE was trying to compete with itself. You know? Which was dumb.
It was, and I mean, I get it. What boosted their ratings back in the 90s was the you know, WWF versus, oh, am I allowed to say that? Versus WCW.
Yeah. That's what we were talking about a little bit earlier too.
They don't, yeah, exactly. They don't have the competition right now. I mean, you know, TNA, I guess it's great and all, those that enjoy it. I just can't get into it. I've tried, and every time I try, I just can't get into the story arcs. And it, you know, it doesn't feel any less rehashed than anything the WWE's doing, in my opinion. You know, not really. You know, I'm not saying it's terrible. There are a lot of great talents that are part of TNA, but it just can't. They can't compete. Not on a global.
No, not on the scale of like WWE right now. But what is it? Freaking a lot of the talent that's coming in to WWE right now is coming from TNA, like Austin Aries.
TNA or New Japan.
Yeah.
And New Japan has had a lot of really good talent, and I'm very surprised they haven't tried recruiting from them before, or maybe it's only because of this new change that a lot of them are willing to come over. I don't know.
No, well, there have been a lot of wrestlers who have come from freaking New Japan, because I'm pretty sure Tajiri came from New Japan at one point, or was in New Japan at one point. They have all been in New Japan at one point. Chris Jericho was there also.
He was.
So, I mean, Mick Foley was in New
Onyx
Japan.
is correct. Lex Luger did first debut as the Total Package.
Ugh.
Speaking of the Total Package, Lex Luger.
Luthor.
Lex Luthor. No, Rusev last night putting Kalisto in the torture rack.
Oh, wow. I missed that part.
That was brutal. He had him up there for a good minute.
That's a good old school move.
Oh yeah, it was great. Rusev did a good job. I've always thought Rusev was a terrible wrestler when he first got into the thing. He had no idea what he was doing in a WWE ring. They were like, "You're good over here. Come join us." And they didn't really give him much instruction, in my opinion.
No, they didn't
really
they
give
just
him time to work out the kinks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what
But
he was doing
in NXT for a while.
Yeah, what he was doing in NXT was awesome, dude. It was blowing up. It's just that I believe that they took it away, the freedom that he had in NXT, because he would just be able to go ham on people. You know? So, he would be able to just freaking, like, take on somebody like Xavier Woods, which I think might have happened at one point, and just literally throw him around the ring, kind of deal. And
until he got that U.S. title reign, and then they were letting him be really aggressive.
Then they let him be a little bit more aggressive.
Buff Bagwell.
Yeah.
John, thoughts on Buff Bagwell?
See, I thought he was buff and he had the stuff, and the girls just couldn't get enough. Sorry, he was one of my favorite performers in WCW, just because of his gimmick. He made it work. You know, he was one of those ones that would have made it work.
It was dumb, but he really did make that, pop.
Yeah.
And yes, Flaming Assassin, we most certainly watched Seth Rollins. All of that Seth Rollins glory.
Do the freaking Seth Rollins thing. Because my body is ready for him to be champion again.
Roman deserves every bit of that Seth Rollins pedigree.
He deserved every bit of that freaking... that pedigree right into the mat. He deserves all those boos that were probably muted.
No, there weren't a lot of muted boos. There were a lot of boos when he was coming out. There was definitely a lot of boos.
Oh,
like I said,
you could hear it.
It makes no sense. We cheer the Usos and boo Roman, and cheer AJ, but boo Gallows and Anderson.
I know, it's crazy.
It baffles me. I guess you're gonna like who you like and not who you don't like. And I'm not a big fan of Gallows and Anderson right now myself, honestly. I think they're... I don't know. I'm waiting for them to do something other than just, beat up the Usos. I'm... Give me something. You come out and you cheat for AJ. I mean, the club's got to show me something. I'm waiting on,
Yeah,
I don't know, that flying boot of doom off the apron last night was pretty awesome.
That was pretty good. They might be able to go for...
Flair? I'm confused.
Alright.
Is that Ric Flair's dead son?
Well, I'm not sure if... I don't want to say he's dead, but he was in WCW for a little bit.
Right, and I'm pretty sure he passed away.
I'm not sure. I don't want to confirm or deny, because I'm not sure. But yeah, he was in WCW for a little bit.
Out.
To me, his time in WCW, it seemed almost like he didn't want to be there.
Right. I mean, he probably was. I don't know. But apparently, I am wrong. He is not dead.
Oh, there you go. See, that's why I didn't want to say he was dead.
Yeah, he's Charlotte's older brother. See, he probably didn't want to do wrestling, and that's why Rick was like, well, you look like more like a man than your brother. Get out there and wrestle, and, you know.
No, well...
That's how I feel like that went.
Maybe, I don't know.
I'm not a Charlotte. I like the aggressive gimmick she's doing. I do. But I just don't like her. I don't like how she pretends she didn't get a boob job. I don't like her facial acting. The only thing I like about her is her wrestling style.
Yeah.
And even Dana says she's shaped like a boy.
Yeah, she is.
She's got no ass.
Flat chest.
No hips. She was flat-chested. We all know she was flat-chested.
She was flat-chested.
And then all of a sudden, now there's cleavage coming everywhere, and it's like...
How?
Yeah, okay. We're gonna deny this. Stephanie tried that too, and it didn't work.
Yeah, Chris Jericho called that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Which, that was
there was
great.
I mean... News just in, John had a mini seizure.
Yeah, I did the Seth Rollins thing, where he freaking beats on his chest, and, you know.
Oh, I didn't see it. I've got the chat thing over your picture on the stream.
That's good, you don't want to see me anyway.
Oh God, I'm blind from it. Oh jeez,
Well,
it's hideous.
Yep, that's it. He's done. He's done for, peeps.
Flaming Assassin says AJ Styles was better than Roman. That match was epic, but Roman still won.
Yeah,
trying to limit my profanity since my baby's in the other room.
Yeah, I agree. That, you know,
I agree
still
that
won,
AJ Styles
unfortunately.
was phenomenal in that match.
He was very phenomenal. I also agree with his second little thing he says, that he would have preferred if the Shield reunited. That would have been awesome.
I do agree. I wish the Shield would reunite. I dream about it at night.
It's not going to happen, though. We dream about it too much. It's not going to happen.
I know. One day it will. One day it will. We'll be like, I'll be in my 40s, like going into my 50s, and the Shield will reunite and then get their, you know, ass handed to them
their
by
last freaking
some
run.
newer tag team that's taking up the mantle of, you know, baddest tag team in the WWE.
And they're just like, "Arr!" And then they die, and then you're like
all those Evolution fans. Dear Lord, my chat went all wonky.
You are wonky.
Shh.
Let's see. Oh man, Flaming Assassin, you should have been here earlier for a discussion on that. He said he wishes at Money in the Bank that Rollins wins the Money in the Bank and cashes in on Roman. You know,
we
just
talked about that earlier.
Just like you said, but then
or
I was
he'll
like,
just get, or
what
he
if
may
he got
just
both?
get a match. He may be Roman's opponent at Money in the Bank for the title, being that he technically should have a rematch. You know, be able to call a rematch. He never lost the title in the first place. It was vacated due to injury.
Exactly. You know, and I'm just like, I'm the one who was just like, what if he got both? You know, be the first ever person to hold both the title and the Money in the Bank case at the same time.
Yeah, get him. You know, he gets put in the Money in the Bank match, and then manages to
weasels his way into the world
into the title match.
Rollins his way
anyway.
in. I like that better than weasels his way in. Rollins his way in.
Because he
That's
does.
good.
He doesn't weasel his way. He Rollins his ways into things now.
Yeah.
He came up with a lot of unique things that hadn't been done. You know.
Oh yeah.
On the level he tried to do it, and
like,
that's what I think turned him into somebody that everybody booed to cheer, no matter whether he was a heel or not.
Yeah. I mean, freaking his cash in at freaking WrestleMania. I still can't get over that. It was perfect. It was well timed.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? It was the
and he'll
perfect
go down
thing.
as one of the few that actually cashed in at WrestleMania.
Yeah, and succeeded. Because usually some people wait till like the freaking the night after, the Raw after.
I think Kane's the only one to turn it in on the same night.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure he actually won also.
Yes. No, there's only two that have lost that I'm aware of. One is John Cena, and that was against CM Punk.
Because he gave him a full week.
He said on the Monday night before, I'm going to challenge you and turn in the
I'm going to cash in on you next week.
Be ready. And he was ready.
He was.
And Damien Sandow. They did not give Damien Sandow a cash-in win.
Yeah, which sucks.
Which I'm angry about. I love Damien Sandow. I think he's a great wrestler, and I think he's got great mic presence. And why in the hell they're like, we don't like you, leave us. We want to do everything to make you quit. I just don't understand.
Stupid. It's stupid. You know, they're wasting talent in him right now, I think.
To answer Onyx's question, did you see Onyx's question?
Oh yeah, I was just about to go into that. But go ahead.
I hated Crybaby Chris Jericho from WCW. Now it is one of my favorite gimmicks from when I was a child. I love remembering all the times that Chris Jericho literally weaseled his way by calling every loophole in the rule book.
No, you want to know my favorite thing?
I loved it.
Hold on.
I love it now, but I hated it then.
I need paper for this bit. Hold on. I need paper for this bit. Okay. Move number 1. Arm bar. Move number 2. The Albuquerque alligator throw. That was my favorite bit of Chris Jericho's, where he claimed he was the man of 1,004 holds. You know, and they just gave him the mic during every one of their freaking commercial breaks and said, here, just go ahead and rattle off some more names.
As far as WWF Chris Jericho, my favorite moment of Chris Jericho of all time is the night he beat both Stone Cold and The Rock to become the first ever undisputed. It really solidified that the guy who really did survive some crappy gimmicks that he was given over the years
could make it in the end. Could
make it look like he just beat The Rock and Stone Cold in the same night.
Yep. And
now,
make it look good.
I'm not saying that there weren't interferences in the Stone Cold match, but with that being said, he still won.
Yeah.
And beating The Rock was no brush off your shoulder either.
Exactly. Because The Rock was the Rock was at the height of his The Rock was at the height of his game at that time.
Oh yeah. He had a lot of championship reigns during that time frame.
Well, I'm pretty sure the reason that happened is I think Rock and Austin were both suffering from injuries, so they had to make somebody a babyface, and it just so happened that Chris Jericho was on the up and up. He was on the rise at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he definitely made. I mean, I loved all the bits with Stephanie McMahon. He's
That was
always
a great feud.
always messed with Stephanie.
His mic skills are one of the best, you know. But my favorite Chris Jericho bit was when he first came into the WWE, or the WWF at the time. You know, because they had this freaking countdown that had been going on for like 6 months at least. You know, hinting at something that was gonna come, gonna appear once the countdown was ending. And then all of a sudden
Right,
it was
I
freaking Chris
remember
Jericho.
that.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, Chris Jericho was in WCW while that countdown was going on.
Yeah, he had probably already had signed contract with the WWE after his release from WCW. A lot of the guys were bailing ship at that time.
Oh yeah, because they
it was
realized
kind of going down.
Well, they realized who was really in control of freaking WCW, and it was the actual, not to make it sound like it was actually real story that was actually happening or anything, but it was the NWO.
Yeah, they were letting the wrestlers write their own story arc, and they were highlighting the people that they wanted to highlight, and it was,
yeah,
it
was killing other
really,
talent.
Really crappy.
It was killing a lot of their other talent, which sucks. Do you think Benoit was better as the Crippler or the Wolverine? Crippler's story arc was his intercontinental rivalry with Jericho, and the Wolverine was his world heavyweight story arc. I say neither. My favorite Chris Benoit freaking bit was his best of 7 against Booker T for the TV title. That
I have
was
to agree.
the best.
That I absolutely have to agree.
You know, that was pretty much a good spotlight on both of them. That you didn't really get to see much of.
I will have to say the Crippler was the better story arc.
Yeah, I would say the Crippler was the better story arc out of those two.
Of those two, but I agree, the best of 7 was definitely my favorite Benoit.
The best of 7 is the best.
And to answer Flaming Assassin's question, yes, I heard about the Stardust thing. I think it's a shame that Cody feels that he wants to, leave. I wish that they would just let him, do a better persona. I think it was crap they made him do Stardust.
Yeah, they're not making him drop Stardust.
Best thing he's gotten to do in the last couple of years was feud with Sandow. Sandow screwed him over at Money in the Bank.
Yeah, I mean the thing with what was it? The guy from Arrow.
That was stupid.
It was stupid, but it was
Amell.
like, I like Stephen Amell also, but that was like the last big thing that they actually gave to Stardust or Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, I know, and it was dumb, and nobody gave a crap about it. And I would get it. Yay, I love comics, and I do. And Stephen Amell's awesome, and I think Neville's awesome, and I know they love having guests, but it was promoted badly in my opinion.
Yeah, it wasn't booked right.
They did not let. They should have let Cody be much more aggressive and dark with the character, and it should have ended. In my opinion, it should have ended with, and I hold up quotations even though I have no face cam on, should have ended with Stephen Amell being injured due to Cody's aggression, and, or Stardust as we're gonna, as his persona is, and that, months later Stephen Amell, would come back, and team with Neville or whatever, or whoever, and have a rematch where, they might, get the win.
Yeah.
But I think the way they did it, and the fact that they did not let the story arc really do anything but look like a catchy, colorful comic gimmick, and cashing in on the cash cow of that.
I think it was because they were still in that PG era thing, you know? They were keeping Stardust more of like a comic book villain.
But PG is, like, Dana and I have talked about this before, PG now and PG when we were growing up is
two
not
totally
the same
different
thing.
things, yeah.
You can say damn on a PG show, and it's not considered unacceptable at this point. Hell is not considered an unacceptable word on a PG show now. I mean, for that matter, the Shrek movie, at the beginning of it, they use the word damn. I mean, it took me a bunch of times watching the movie to realize it, but...
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So, I think the WWE is kind of considering that into consideration. They also, you know, the whole rules after what time at night you're able to, you air.
Yeah.
You know, they're after 8 o'clock, so they get to air things that, you know, younger kids
wouldn't always hear.
Normally watching.
Oh.
I would love it if CM Punk would come back to the WWE. But I honestly don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I was about to say, unfortunately, I think he burned that bridge.
I think he's a whiny bitch about it, and he needs to just shut up.
Yeah, I was going to say, they both, or, you know, both of them have done some shit to wrong each other. Both the WWE and CM Punk.
The company is definitely wrong CM Punk, and I don't deny that. But, you know, you're a whiny little girl about it, and you need to shut up. That's my personal opinion about it.
Yeah. You know,
we get it.
Build a bridge and get the fuck over it.
Either suck it up and get over it and go back and make your good paycheck, or
get your ass kicked in
you want to do, but
get your ass kicked in UFC all the time.
Yeah, apparently he's not doing that. He pushed his UFC bouts, his debut got pushed back because he had to have more surgery.
Oh wow.
You know, and I know one of his big things is that he was made to wrestle injured, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, how many times, you know, have we heard the exact opposite come from the people in the locker room, saying that I'm good and they're telling me that I'm not clear to wrestle because they don't want me to wrestle injured?
Exactly.
And I wonder, is that over, you know, is that because of the CM Punk thing, or is that, you know...
It could be. You know?
I wonder, you know, he may have filed lawsuits and such.
He probably did. I mean, I wouldn't doubt that. That might have been part of the...
Sadly, AJ left too, and I really feel that had a lot to do with her husband. Being CM Punk, and because she literally, when there was absolutely no talent in the Divas division, she was the only talent in the Divas division, and it saddens me to see that because she would have been a great competitor for these new women wrestlers. You know, I don't even want to call them divas at this point.
Yeah,
you know,
they're women wrestlers.
A great woman wrestler to go, you know. I clearly think, you know, believe that she could take on Charlotte and all of her, you know, Ric Flair cheating and, you know, really have a shot at actually beating Charlotte.
Oh, definitely. Freaking AJ would be the one to freaking take that title.
That Black Widow is a nasty submission. And she can just put it on you from anywhere.
I was about to say, she
Front,
freaking
side,
whips that
back,
shit on out of
spins around
anywhere.
And locks it in. Off the top rope, it doesn't matter.
Running at you from, you know, from an Irish whip, just whoop whoop whoop. Right into it.
$1 Million Championship, I remember that. I wasn't the biggest fan of that myself, though, to be truthfully honest.
It was a good heel gimmick.
It was, and I can look back on it now and say that, you know, it was definitely an interesting and different gimmick. But at the time, I was one of the guys that, you know, one of the kids booing at the TV, and
yeah,
not my favorite gimmick of all time, but it was definitely different and unique. and Ted DiBiase, Jr. and Senior, are both great wrestlers. They were both very talented men.
Oh yeah, they just didn't get the spotlight like they probably should have.
When is Finn going to Raw? I don't know. They need to do the Bullet Club. I agree absolutely with John. They need to do the Bullet Club.
They've been teasing that shit for, ever since AJ showed up. And, I think the reason that they are not moving Finn up yet is because that would leave a big hole in, NXT. Where Samoa Joe would just, like, stomp over anybody that wants that title.
Yeah.
Because with Samoa Joe holding that title, there's not many people in the NXT roster right now that can contend with him and make it look good and believable.
No, I think there's a few. Apollo,
he's still kind of green. He's a little green in my opinion.
But you get him in that big match and you get Samoa overconfident.
Yeah, possibly.
Green can get that lucky noob win, and you get a little bit of taste of what it's like to be championship under your belt, and then you start to be Roman Reigns. You're like, I know what I need to do to win and keep this.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they're really pushing with Roman for future story, for future persona for him, is that we've now watched him go from the guy that we see look like you gave him a handout, and then you took it away, and then he got it back, and then you took it away again, and he's really had to like with AJ last night, he really had to fight for his win. While AJ was definitely the better man in the match, Roman was definitely where he needed to be at the right time in the right place when it was all said and done, and that's why he came out on top.
Agreed.
Finn needs to come to Raw, and I think Finn's probably the last one that's gonna, come to Raw off the NXT roster.
For a little bit.
I think they're going to be bringing up a lot of newer talent into the NXT roster. They've been filling it up lately as it is, but then they brought a whole bunch of people over. So I think, like the Tough Enough from a year or so back, we still haven't seen the debut of those two.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're still pretty much in the, what do they call it, the workshop?
Yeah, I think
whatever.
so. I think that's what they call it. But, they may be making debuts, sooner than later. I'm sure they've got plenty of people in the workshop that are, they may be ready to test the waters of
NXT, yeah. Because, well, they've got a few divas that they can move up, that they could filter up, like freaking Bayley and Asuka. Those are two freaking divas, or excuse me, women's that they could move up. What? What are you laughing at?
Did you see Torrent's post? Torrent says, Hobbit is currently describing my sex life.
Yeah.
They gave you a handout and they took it away. They gave you a handout and they took it away. That's great.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I do miss Eddie. Eddie was great.
Yeah. He was a great entertainer. He made being a bad guy great.
He did. He most certainly did. I loved when he untied the shoes. That was so great.
Yeah, against Kurt Angle?
Yeah. He freaking untied
perfect.
his laces. And so when Angle got him in the angle lock, he just slipped his foot right on out.
Yeah. Angle freaking slaps on the ankle lock and like starts really wrenching it in like he normally does. And I guess from freaking him doing that, Eddie kind of had the enough room to freaking wiggle his foot right out, which was great. It was such an awesome thing.
It was one of my favorite. I don't know. There was a lot of Eddie moments that were great. I mean, you never like a guy that cheats to win, except Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
He made cheating to win cool.
He made it look awesome.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. At the time, there were definitely a lot of boos in the crowd when Eddie would win that way because he was a heel. And
Oh yeah.
he did heel moves. But you look back on it, and he just came up with some of the most unique ways to win a match without, unfairly.
Oh yeah. And he had some really interesting storylines too. Like
I love the storyline with China.
yeah, where he was Latino Heat.
The Latino Heat, yep. He was
Onyx,
all about China.
Onyx, oh my god. That was the story I was just thinking of, the one that Onyx just said in the
The
chat.
Eddie versus Ray?
Yeah, where it's, I'm your puppy! It's like the best Eddie line that I've heard in a long time.
That was great. I did love that.
Oh, you think little Dominic, you think that Ray is your daddy, Dominic? I'm your puppy.
It's great. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, I do miss Eddie.
He was a great freaking. He was one that they showcased a lot in their cruiserweight division in WCW. Who,
Yeah.
I was really glad to see got more of a push in WWF, or WWE,
They
whatever.
gave him. They let him get the big titles. They didn't just leave him. I mean, he could work a mic. I mean, he really could work a mic. He could work the arena.
Yeah, he knew how to
He was
work
one of
the
those
crowd.
guys that he got the reaction.
Exactly. If he wanted the crowd to hate him, he knew exactly what buttons to push.
Yep. He is not going to reveal that until the secret project releases.
Yeah, all you get is a name. All you get is a name in the top corner of the right. Oh wait, no, hold on. Point this way. Right there. That's it. You get that name. That's it.
Did you actually design him yet, or?
No, before I actually could do the moveset, I had to at least give him a name and do some of the like basic stuff.
Okay, so he's partially designed.
He's somewhat set up. So like I said, all you get is that name right there.
I would like to see a finished copy when you're done with it.
Oh, of course. Freaking Eddie versus Big Show, where he gave him tacos with laxatives. Big Show on the toilet. Eddie stole the toilet paper. That was hilarious.
That's another guy. I bring back that comment who has rolled through the shit gimmicks over the years. Big Show.
Oh yeah.
I remember a few years back when they had him blubbering over his financial problems because Triple H and Stephanie were making him punch out
people and everything.
Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I hated that. And I remember Big Show when he was the giant WCW, he was really aggressive. I loved it when he first came out of WWF, as
Paul White.
The only when he came out of the ring and tried to destroy Austin Page was.
That was
I hated the cigarette
priceless
smoking
moment.
thing. The thing where they had him smoking cigarettes look more like a bad guy was stupid.
Yeah. One of his better gimmicks at one point was when he was going up against Kurt Angle. and Kurt Angle was, they were at a college campus, I think, at one point. So Kurt Angle's going around, preaching about abstinence, save your sexuality, don't have sex until you're married, kind of thing. And he's got like this crowd around him and everything.
Yeah, he sure was.
And all of a sudden you hear Big Show at the top of his lungs throwing condoms at at everybody. All you can while you still can. All you can while you still can.
That was priceless. I loved that.
Yeah. That was one of those borderline jokes that was great.
I love Big Show going through the ring.
Oh yeah.
That's always awesome to watch. And the first time they did it, you can just tell they did not expect I think it was Big Show and Kane. It was like wasn't it the superplex off the top rope?
I think it was Big Show and Mark Henry.
Was it? Was it Mark? No, because
I think
maybe somebody in chat remembers.
I'm pretty sure, because it was like over 1,000 pounds in the ring that came from the top rope down.
It might have been Mark Henry.
I'm pretty sure. But it was just like the ring
But the
buckled.
whole ring collapsed in on itself, and you could just tell they did not expect them to take the ring in like that. There have been other times where the ring is collapsed, and you can tell that, the way it falls, that it was set to collapse once they,
Yeah, that was completely...
But that was not... They did not expect that.
Yeah, that was completely unexpected.
Yeah, just like the first few times that they went through the announce table, they weren't expecting the announce tables to give way back then.
No.
You were going to slam each other around on the announce table, but...
Oh my god, when it broke the first time and that pop, I'm sure that's when they were like, I think we're on to something here, lads.
Nowadays, they're collapsible. They literally just piece back together. You see them, halfway through Monday Night Raw, somebody goes to an announce table. Then during the next match, they're rebuilding it.
Yeah.
Almost takes the fun out of watching it, but at the same time, it's still fun to watch somebody go through an announce table.
Oh yeah,
especially AJ Styles last night. That was great.
Oh dude, that was a great sell.
That back body drop. Oh.
That was one of the best sells of the night.
And you can tell his experience too, because he landed feet first on the table and then landed his waist on there. He braced the initial fall with his feet.
Yeah.
And probably gave a lot of pressure when he did it to push the table through. So it, guaranteed the table went, broken pieces when he hit it.
Yeah. Thank you, Onyx.
He kept the initial...
Onyx,
Big Show and Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, Big Show and Brock Lesnar. I knew it was somebody big.
Off the top rope.
I knew it was somebody big, like freaking Mark Henry big. But yeah.
How did I forget that was Brock Lesnar?
Yeah, because it was... See, it was in 2003, which is one of those points where I'd been slowly filtering out of watching wrestling. Because things were starting to get stale.
Yeah, some of the stuff that was going on was kind of getting boring and stale, and a lot of the guys that we enjoyed as kids were phasing out. And
yeah. Austin
it was a rough time. Like, I like the Hardys now, but I couldn't stand them when they first came out. I felt like they, it wasn't until the whole Lita thing that I really started to enjoy the Hardys.
Because they started going hardcore and all that.
Yeah.
King Charizard, hello by the way, as asking who everyone's favorite wrestler is.
Daniel Bryan, easy enough. Even though he's injured and can't wrestle anymore, hands down, absolute favorite of all time. And I can say that justly, because up until Daniel Bryan announced his retirement, I never understood how somebody could idolize, a wrestler You know, like people did Hulk Hogan back in the day, and you know, people like I, I was really saddened by the announcement that he was never going to wrestle again. Yeah, because the guy's only what 2 inches taller than me. He's not much bigger than me at all. I mean, he's literally what he could be anybody in the arena being able to get their wish, or anybody in the stands being able to get their wish of being a wrestler.
Yeah. I mean, he's a good choice. I like Daniel Bryan. He's not my all-time favorite wrestler, though. If we're giving it to like all-time favorite wrestlers for like everything that they did, mine is definitely Randy Savage. You know, the man.
Randy Savage is an excellent choice.
The man
lived and breathed wrestling.
He knew the business in and out. He knew when to go for pretty much, when to go for the big matches. He knew when to, lay down and let the new names get a good pop kind of thing, He knew the finer points of the business. And he was
I've watched
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh.
I've watched videos of Hulk Hogan saying that Randy would call him at 3 o'clock in the morning and be like, "Hey brother, I got this thing I want to talk to you about. We could do this," and just random ideas at 3 o'clock in the morning, because he lived and breathed the business.
Yeah, and also going along that same kind of line, I also heard he was a very big perfectionist. Like some of those promos that he would do them like freaking 10 times in a row just to try and get the right cadence of his voice or whatever.
My favorite promos was him with Mean Gene Okerlund, where he refused to face the camera because he was camera shy.
Yeah, because as soon as he would look at the camera, he'd freaking clam up because he realized how many people were actually watching him.
Yep.
Hold on, let's see, Onyx, has too many, favorite wrestlers to actually start listing them, apparently. Torin is a fan of Rey Mysterio, a fan of Paige. Nice.
Paige is awesome. Especially, they don't really let her do a lot right now in the WWE, but if you watch some of especially the ones against her mom, great matches.
Yeah, she's a freaking, I guess you'd say closest thing would be like a hooligan. Yeah. She will literally mix it up with you, no problem. Let's go with the straight elbow drop.
I do remember when Batista vacated the World Heavyweight title.
Hold on.
I don't remember the whole story. I think I was in and out of watching it all at the time. I wasn't watching, religiously week to week at that time, as I don't remember the Battle Royal. But I do remember him vacating the title.
That was one of the ones that I had missed, I believe.
I was watching it with the woman I was with at the time. I was watching it with her younger brother from time to time. So I didn't get to see it as, every week, but I did watch.
Yeah, that's cool.
A bit.
Yeah, I think, like, there was a long time, I think I want to say it was, like, about 2003, 2004, up to about recently, was, like, the long period that I did not watch wrestling. So, there were, I think at one point during that time, though, they had, the whole Nexus thing happen. And I missed the first part with, like, Daniel Bryan and them. But I guess the group that came out of that with freaking Wade Barrett and Heath Slater, Justin Gabriel, a couple other people. I saw some of that where they were like feuding with John Cena pretty much.
Yeah, they it was interesting. I didn't see a lot of that either. I've seen a lot of it now, you know, via YouTube and the network and such, but I didn't really watch a lot of that either when it happened.
Just looking at the chat, I've come up with a question. Have you met any wrestlers? Like actual wrestlers who are famous?
Before he said before they were on, WWE.
Well, see, I'm asking the other way around because I actually met Randy Savage at one point.
That's awesome.
I was like freaking 8, 9 years old, and my dad worked at this deli at the beach. And my dad told me at one point that Randy Savage had actually started coming by. And since he's my favorite wrestler, I was like, oh my god, I have to try and be there one time. But at one point he came in, got a sandwich. It was while I was out doing a delivery for my dad, and then I came back and he was like, Savage was just here. He went to the freaking place a couple doors down. Go say hi. So me being the freaking like 9-year-old kid that I was, I reach over and grab one of the nearest things that's by me, because it happens to be a Slim Jim. Which at the time, Randy Savage was doing all these fucking Slim Jim commercials.
I loved those commercials.
Yeah, I did too. So me being the fucking young shit that I was, I freaking grab a Slim Jim and I run over to Randy Savage and I'm like, hey man, I'm a big fan. Can I get you to say the line for me? And I hand him the Slim Jim. And he kind of looks at the Slim Jim, looks at me, and kind of just smiles because I'm a kid. And he's like, no man, I can't do that for you, brother. I was like, that's okay, man. You have a good one. And that was it. That's my big Randy Savage story.
That's pretty cool, though. I've heard he's a pretty decent guy.
Oh yeah, he's a great dude.
He probably couldn't do it because it, copyright or
something like that. Yeah.
Something like that.
God forbid anybody had a camera at that particular point in time or anything.
Onyx posted a link to that Battle Royal match he was talking about.
Oh, nice.
And Badger's in the stream.
Wait, wrong
Hi,
link.
Badger.
Oh, cool. Charizard actually met Paige when she was wrestling on and he was on holiday. You got to see her wrestle.
Awesome.
That's really cool.
That's right. I almost forgot Charizard's from the UK.
Yeah, a lot of my fans are
so
from the UK.
Probably knew about her long before any of us did.
Yeah. That's still cool. She's an awesome freaking wrestler. I just wish they would give her more to do.
I do too. I wish they'd let her, do more than be a whatever.
She's kind of just a stepping stone at this point for other freaking diva talent. And I think that might just be because they don't have anything else for her at this point.
No, yeah, I mean, I honestly think she could feud against Charlotte. I mean, I really think she has the talent to be able to do that kind of thing. They just haven't given her anything.
Yeah. Sean, you should have an invite. Go ahead and check. You should have an invite. Because Sean just appeared in the chat, so...
Hey, Sean!
He can at least join us for whatever I got left to do. Because I'm in ground moves, seated ground moves right now. I've got a lot more to do.
Right on.
Yeah.
You want some Cheetos too?
Oh, I would love some Cheetos, man.
Baby wants Cheetos.
I want some Cheetos. Bring me some Cheetos.
You're a long way away.
It's only a couple miles.
I know. But that's not like across the room. I'm not going any further than that.
You pansy.
I know. Ow. That move looked like it hurt.
Which one?
The one you're on right now. The seated drop kick.
Oh yeah. I actually chose the what is it? The seated European uppercut.
Nice.
Hey, Sean.
Hey guys.
What's going on?
Actually, it's going all right. I'd say it's going all right. I'd say.
So, me and Hobbit already talked about it, but what are your thoughts on last night's pay-per-view?
Good show. It was a good show. It kind of proved a number of things. I mean, it proved that Jericho would do a lot to get some other people over. I mean, I did not. This is WWE, PG, and I never thought that they would actually use the thumbtacks. I thought they were just teasing it just to like spite us. Like, oh, you want it? You want it? Too bad you can't have it. But no, they actually went through with that.
I'm so glad they did. I'm so glad they did. Yeah.
That's kind of what we mentioned earlier. PG's not the same as PG was when we were younger. It's a different kind of PG now.
Oh yeah, definitely. So you're like editing your created character together?
Well,
Working
see,
on
I'm just doing the move set right now. Just kind of.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. Just doing that while we're talking about wrestling right now.
And judging by the picture there for Fate, I don't think you
No,
I don't
haven't
think
done
you
anything.
actually did much on the attire.
Not
yeah,
yet.
I thought it was
I'm saving that for off camera.
Yeah.
But,
and I think you guys were talking about a Royal Rumble or something like that, or a Battle Royal or something.
Yeah, Onyx was mentioning the Battle Royal after Batista vacated World Heavyweight title.
Yeah, I actually remember that. Kurt Angle was actually a Raw superstar at the time, but then he made the jump to SmackDown to be a part of that Battle Royal and became face. It was pretty awesome.
Is that where he went face?
Yep.
See, I saw the title vacation. I saw Batista vacate the title, but I've never actually seen the Battle Royal for it.
I remember watching a bit of. I believe I remember watching it, and originally it looked like Mark Henry was going to win, but Kurt Angle was still in, like he was never actually eliminated. And when Henry realized it, Angle was outside the ring with Davari, his then manager, looking like really intense about the situation, and then. Yeah, Mark Henry was the last eliminated. Let me actually try and look it up exactly if I can find it.
Onyx just posted a link to it a few minutes ago.
Yeah, no, I believe in the chat.
Yeah, it says in Wikipedia. Yeah, he returned as a surprise entrant to SmackDown. That is, as a surprise entrant in the Battle Royal. And when he eliminated Mark Henry, that was when he turned face, as it says in the process for the first time since 2004. Well. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. There you go. That.
It is okay if I share a few memories of my own in terms of wrestling?
Sorry,
go ahead.
Grenade is wrong. Harley Davidsons are most certainly choppers.
They are. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Alright. Well, I remember at one point... Well, actually, I only have like four specific memories. First one, I remember meeting an ECW alumni known as the Nightcrawler and not being able to find anything about him on the internet to this day, oddly enough. All I know is that he was related to a friend of mine I had Well, he kind of showed me why he doesn't want to go back to wrestling because he showed me his hand and it was just shaking. Like, he said something about like multiple vertebrae or something. It was
Oof.
yikes. Yeah. And
Oh,
then there
man.
was what was it? I remember at the mall nearby my place. I remember seeing Batista exit the building right nearby me. He was getting a tattoo done, which explains why the next Raw he didn't actually be in action because his tattoo was still settling in.
Ah.
And I remember seeing him and just like looking shocked and in awe. And when he saw me, like look shocked and awe with a giant gasp, he was like, "Okay," and just kept walking. And uh, some friends with me told me that I shouldn't bother him because, well, he was with family, and that's usually the worst time to bother someone.
Yeah.
Another time I remember seeing Brodus Clay at the mall, Tyrus as he is now in TNA. And I thought it was him, I wasn't too sure, and I asked if he was him, and he was like, Brodus Clay, yep. And he just kept walking by because I was too scared to, like, ask him things and such. At the same time, I probably felt like bothering him would have been a chore for him, so...
Yeah.
I went to my first wrestling event though in 2014. It was a breast cancer awareness event. I got overly excited and called one of the heels a twat. My friends and their dad, who now does not like me for whatever reason, never let me live that down for as long as they could.
Oh, I probably wouldn't let you live it down either.
They made sure I remembered that I messed up that badly. But yeah, it's something.
Oh man. I just remembered another wrestling thing. I went to an independent show that happened at one of the local warehouse. It's like a convention center.
Okay.
Over here. But it was like an IPW show where Abdullah the Butcher was fighting fuck, what's the guy's name? He was in WC. I can't remember his name. Kevin Sullivan. There we go.
Okay.
It was just them fighting in like some kind of grudge match. And at one point they're like fighting in the ring, and then they throw each other out of the ring, and they start fighting towards the entryway, and they go behind the curtain, which I'm standing right by the entryway curtain. So they go behind the curtain, and as soon as they go back there and the curtains close behind them, I look back there and I just see them both like out of breath, holding each other up like, "Oh, we're getting too old for this shit, bro." And it's like they have other matches go on every once in a while, and you hear freaking shit being thrown in the back. It's supposed to be Abdullah and Kevin still fighting and stuff. But it was just funny because every time I looked back there, you just see him freaking sitting in like a chair, wiping off some sweat or something, drinking a bottle of water.
And a very small venue, like 5 rows of chairs, and that was circling
The
3
ring
sides
area.
of the ring, and a promo about the guy he was going to fight at the end of the night. And at the end of the night, it was him and some heavyset, other heavyset guy, and they ended up smashing beer bottles in the ring at each other and busted each other up. And at one point, they got out of the ring and they were wrestling into the chairs. Literally, people were getting up and backing up. And I had my girlfriend at the time and her little brother, 2 little brothers, who I watched wrestling with from time to time. And
Right.
I ended up standing in front of them because they started fighting right into the rows of chairs that we were at. I ended up with blood on my shirt and on my face, and because they were splattering me while they were hitting each other. It was pretty intense.
I bet. It's freaking talking about getting like.
It was the same wrestling organization that Vince. I'm sure you know Vince. He worked for.
It's a friend of mine.
Or was with until he got injured.
Yeah, that was actually the IPW. I believe he was a part of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was the same organization that I saw Kevin Sullivan and
Right. This was just
Abdullah.
this was their local, weekly venue. It wasn't the convention center,
Ah,
because I worked with a guy named Charlie, who I can't remember. His name started with an N. I can't remember what his name was now, but I worked with him at JCPenney Outlet, and I got free tickets from him to go see the show a couple of times.
nice.
Because that was part of what they did. Is they had to try to get people to buy tickets.
That's
If people don't come and see your show, then
yeah, you have extra tickets to give away.
Definitely a good point.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
It's fine.
that was way light.
I have my
It
gas
was
moments myself.
It's just, from talking so much, it builds up the gas inside me.
We can all understand that, man.
Badger says he met Horace Hogan from WCW once. Chatted with him nervously as he ran past, saying he needed a shit, as he'd been slipped an X-Lax in his drink.
Whoever did that was a d-bag.
Has anyone ever seen Horace Hogan since his WCW days?
No, I have
not actually.
Let me look up what he's doing now, if anything.
Alright, yeah, go ahead.
All right, you do that. I was gonna do the same thing. You go ahead. You're probably faster at it than I am. My phone wants
Says
to be
he
a little.
is
right
currently
now.
retired from the 2000s. He debuted in January 1990. Really that far back. Yeah, he's not really doing much in terms of wrestling. He did in 2002 sign a developmental contract to WWE. Was assigned to the developmental territory Heartland Wrestling Association, but in September, he was recalled to the main roster, wrestling dark matches for SmackDown, but he would be released that same month, and he apparently, according to this, briefly wrestled on the Independents before retiring to work in the construction industry.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And he is definitely the real-life nephew of Hulk Hogan, for those wondering about kayfabe.
I thought he was.
Right on. Maybe he just didn't have the passion for the business.
Oh,
Probably.
and he was cousins with Mike Awesome.
Oh, cool. I liked Mike Awesome. He was cool.
And from what I remember hearing about him, he was definitely a unique wrestler. He was like an agile big guy, right?
Mike Awesome? Yeah.
What, Mike Awesome? Yeah.
Alright, just want to be sure.
He was ECW champion for a while at one point.
Definitely remember that one. I
Yeah.
believe there was a big controversy about him being ECW champion and going to WCW. Similar to Taz, I believe.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I think so.
Hmm.
My chat's messing up again. No, that's bad.
Just reload your stream.
I did. That's how I fixed it.
There you go.
While you went down in viewers, you'll go back up in a minute.
Yeah, it's alright. I haven't even really been paying attention to that number. I actually, now I'm looking at it, I'm really surprised I've had 237 comments so far. Thank you guys. 238 now.
Hmm.
See, one of the main things I remember from Mike Awesome was his feud that he had with Spike Dudley.
Oh, I remember that.
That's pretty much what made me go, Spike is a little fucking badass. Because he was like not even half the size of freaking Mike Awesome. And he's like putting Awesome through tables and shit and freaking tornado DDTing him from freaking the corner and shit, and all kinds of other shit.
It was an aggressive match.
Oh yeah. Spike was one of those ones that had no problem getting himself bloody.
So Sean, what did you think about the very end of last night's pay-per-view?
Well, Seth Rollins returned, so we're gonna have a good time.
I was just saying, John, I think, outdid himself with excitement.
Oh, dude, I'll tell you because I told Hobbit, but I was sitting on the bed with my girlfriend Nanny, and we're watching the freaking wrestling, and I'm kind of like disappointed because Roman won. I'm like, and then I see the crowd freaking like being like, oh god, this person's coming, and then all of a sudden freaking Rollins jumps in the ring, and I'm like, oh my god! I jump off of the bed just about over freaking Nani. I'm like, oh shit!
That is awesome.
I've been wanting this for a couple months now.
Yeah, we've been talking about it for several months. We both predicted around SummerSlam, though.
Yeah. I'm glad they brought him back early.
That's usually where they make their return, but
I'm glad they dropped him early, or brought him back early for this one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I honestly, I hope they give him the title pretty quick. I mean, Seth was a great champion. I mean,
He's a great heel.
I loved it. I hated him so much, I started to love him.
I just noticed that John Cena actually has the springboard skill in this game.
What?
Yet he doesn't have. Yeah, he has a springboard skill in this game, and yet he has literally no springboard moves. I would expect that at least one of them would be springboard stunner.
Yeah, I was about to say, doesn't he use that?
Well, yeah, but it's his
you gotta
signature.
think, John Cena's a Pokemon. He can only know 4 moves at a time.
5. Get it right. Yeah, and yeah, he has a signature springboard stunner, specifically when groggy against the ropes. If I can try and I don't know, his moves kind of changed a lot. Like
I was
in
gonna say, you can buy the stupid thing and change the moves if you want.
like I believe in 2K14 or maybe in WWE 13, I forget which one it started with. He had the diving leg drop off the top rope, and then in 2K15 he had a signature move of a half Nelson neckbreaker, which I'm trying to see if it's in his move set right now. And yeah, it is, as a regular for strong grapple specifically. It was once a signature maneuver of his in W2K15, but then a different year came and he adapted to using a springboard stunner. So yeah,
He leveled up. He had to change for a new move.
I like John Cena outside of the ring, but inside of the ring, I'm so bored with it.
Yeah.
So bored with it. I mean, he's a great guy. I mean, anybody that's done Make-A-Wish that many times, you can't knock him there. But I'm bored with the in-ring persona. I'm bored with the never give up, and I lose 47 times, and then I finally win. I'm bored with it.
I don't think he lost 47 times in total last year.
I know,
alone.
it's probably an exaggeration, but...
Alright.
But it's how it it happens like that a lot with him. He'll lose and lose and lose, and then he'll finally get the win. Like with Rusev and the United States Championship. You know, when he took the, he couldn't get the upper hand at first, and then he never gave up. And
Yeah.
same
it
thing with the
sucks
Brock
that he
Lesnar
actually-
bit. Brock Lesnar
actually sucks
suplexed
that-
him 16 times.
Yes. Yeah, that was right, 16. It actually sucks though that Rusev had to get the loss from Cena, and then his character kind of suffered a bit as a result.
I think last night was the return of the aggressive Rusev from that first title reign.
Let's hope so.
He destroyed Kalisto last night.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, Kalisto bent in a way that he was not supposed to.
Yeah. Nobody bends that way.
The human body was not meant to bend that way at all.
It was kind of scary for a moment, actually.
A little bit. I thought he was
But I
like
think
literally
was,
gonna break him right there.
admittedly though, I think it was much scarier in that well, in that Jericho actually took the thumbtacks and even presumably took the thumbtacks to the face from that 30 D's DDT.
Oh yeah, the immediately following it. I mean, I've always had a lot of respect for Jericho. I think Jericho is a great performer, but last night really just proved that he still is willing to do what needs to be done. You know, like he did 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, like Sean was saying too, it shows that he's ready, you know, to do whatever he needs to do to give somebody a good push too.
Yeah.
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 Not gonna lie, I kind of thought Dean Ambrose would lose this one because Jericho lost the last one.
Yeah, I thought that's what they were gonna do too. I was really surprised that they gave it to
That smirk on
Dean.
Dean Ambrose's face, that was great.
Yeah.
Dean Ambrose makes awesome faces, and
He does.
he's honestly an incredibly likable guy. That even as a heel, like even if he like shot your family and just like screwed the corpses afterwards, you still would not be able to hate the guy.
No,
It
you're
might be a
close
bit
to
of an
that.
exaggeration,
We'll have
but
a
I'm sure you get what I mean. It might have
right,
been
no,
maybe,
I agree. He would be a very likable heel or face. I mean, he could go any direction, and people are going to love Dean Ambrose.
Exactly. I think it's mostly because of his mic work that it actually makes him a lot more likable. And then there were like some situations. I remember a contract signing. I forget which one it was. It was like, he was like, "We all know how it's gonna go down here. I call dibs on the table,"
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
And then there,
the freaking CM
Shield
Punk John
versus,
Cena.
and remember with the Ambrose Asylum talk show, and everyone was shouting, "It's like, hey, careful around the plant."
Yeah.
I think that actually got Mitch the Plant over. And when a freaking plant is more over than what the guy you want to be your top guy, you know there's something wrong
You know
here.
something's wrong. I mean, I thought that was funny. They had a plant hanging during the Asylum match too.
The only thing they didn't use.
Yep. Well, see, like I told you earlier, they didn't want a major backlash for, you know, destroying another Mitch.
Very true.
The fans would just not have that.
Fans didn't want any of his, like, this. It's weird. The fans can be weird sometimes, honestly. Like, they can also be pretty hypocritical when it comes to TNA, but at the same time, they definitely know what a good match is and what helps make a wrestler. Though at the same time, admittedly, last night, Reigns had an epic match against AJ Styles. I know that people are going to, end up like being like, "Oh no, Roman sucks," but honestly, he has improved greatly since that 2015 Rumble win. Not only that,
Thank you. That is
agree.
the moment that really angered me about Roman Reigns getting this push. Was that Royal Rumble win?
I agree.
He has definitely improved a lot since then, and he doesn't have the best mic work, but he does all right for what he has to be given with. Not only that, but people need to remember, it takes two to tango. Like it doesn't take one person to carry a match. It takes two people to carry a match. Even if the second person is not that good at carrying a match, he at least does what he can to help carry the match with the other guy. So honestly, yeah, AJ Styles got to work with Roman Reigns, and though the one thing I do not like is how much they're protecting the spear. Like, how should I put it? Like, for both matches Reigns and Styles had, it was what was it? Basically multiple Styles clashes. A Styles clash being the move on the Indies that was known to be devastating, like could end a match in an instant. And in WWE, everyone kicks out of it. And Roman not only kicks out of it, but one single spear from him, and boom, match is done. it actually feels ridiculous. Like they could at least make it more believable. It's like it's the booking that Reigns' stuff is dealing with that is really making him like look bad with the crowd. They don't want another Superman guy. They want a guy who they can relate to, a guy that is human. We can't relate to Superman that much. Sorry, Zack Snyder. You can't relate to Superman much because, well, Superman isn't an average everyday person, and neither is Roman Reigns. Hell, Roman Reigns, we can tell that Roman Reigns is not like a Daniel Bryan character, because we know that Vince likes the big muscle guys to be the big guys on campus.
See, that's what I was saying. That's probably why Cass is getting such a big push right now. He's got that look.
Yeah, though admittedly he can't hold his own. He's got good mic skills, but honestly, I think it'll be better to keep Cass with Enzo as a tag team, because let's face it, they are the New Age Outlaws. They are the New Age Outlaws.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're pretty much.
Like, I remember watching Colin Cassidy, or Big Cass as he is apparently now officially called, even though I always hate it when they change ring names like that, whether it be because of ring name or just cutting off one name from the regular. But
yeah.
When I was first watching NXT and seeing Cass in action, I wondered why he used a soft thing, and then I heard about Enzo Amore, tried looking him up, and I didn't really actually bother looking up, to be honest. I just waited. I just like kept watching NXT, and then Enzo returns after an injury he had, and I can see why people love the guy. His mic work is epic, and his character is awesome, and he's also pretty relatable because
it's different. It's something right out of the '90s, but it's not a rehash of something out of the '90s.
Exactly.
It feels like it should be out of the '90s, but it's not a rehash.
Yes, it's also funny because Enzo apparently doesn't actually have a set finisher of sorts, but
no, he doesn't.
In the game, apparently, but in the game, apparently, his finisher is a tornado DDT, I believe it is.
Yeah, he's used that to win a handful of matches, but he's got more wins via surprise roll-up than anything else.
Yeah, and not only that, but in tag team matches, they always use a tag team finisher. I think it's called like rocket launcher or something like that. I usually just thought it was called air. I usually thought it was called Air Enzo, though.
That's what I thought it was too, Air Enzo.
Maybe that's what they call it. Somebody called it rocket launcher one match.
You know what's especially funny though about Enzo Amore? When Blake and Murphy had like the pigtail look for one of them, and the crowd chanted, "You look stupid." You know you look stupid when Enzo Amore is over as fuck despite looking even stupider.
Yep.
His hair. You know that is how over. By the way, is this about my career, John? You're doing my career moveset?
Well, this is for the little wrestling thing that Hobbit's pretty much putting together. So this is one of the little wrestlers we're putting in there.
Alright, so he doesn't have all the skills like top rope diver or anything?
No. I didn't want to be
I'm pretty sure I remember the character he's making.
Yeah. I wasn't much of a high flyer. I was more of a freaking ground technician.
Alright.
For the most part.
And you named him Fate.
You can't escape fate, bro.
Good point.
I had a gimmick to go with this name, damn it.
Aww.
You baby getting all uppity.
She is. She's fussy because we won't let her in this part of the room.
Aww.
She's boxed in. Poor thing.
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
back to Roman Reigns for a second. I just have to reiterate what really I enjoyed about Roman Reigns last night more so than I've enjoyed about him previously was back to the Royal Rumble match in 2015. You could tell 15 minutes into that match Roman was exhausted. he didn't really have much left to go. And it's kind of been like that with Roman through most of his matches. Last night, I genuinely felt like Roman had the stamina to actually go the length with AJ. And that really impressed me, because that's one thing I think Roman's been lacking, is he doesn't have the stamina that some of the other superstars do.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
I mean,
agree.
like you and I, John, were talking outside of the stream. You know, two of the superstars I think could pull off, you know, like a
60-man Iron Man match.
Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, you know, Iron Man match is Cesaro and Dean Ambrose, because both of them can go the distance. You know, they can go 60 minutes in a match.
Oh yeah, freaking Cesaro.
It's kind of weird that they wanted Roman to be the top guy, and yet, for the most part, he couldn't last that long in a match.
Yeah, I think it's just because of his family. You know, he's one of Rock's nephews, so
yeah, he's one of the Rock's family members. So yeah, I think that's kind of part of the reason. Like, they want to make him a big star because he's related to the Rock, just like they wanted to make Barry O a big star because he was related to Cowboy Bob Orton. Oh wait, no, wrong time for him. Let me try again. Just like they wanted to, No, I can't really think of any wrestlers that, I know I can think of somebody. Hold on. Let me just quick pause my game.
DiBiase?
Oh yeah, that's right. Just like they wanted to make Ted DiBiase as big as his father, and even gave him the $1 Million Man gimmick.
Yeah, the $1 Million title and everything.
It did not work. It did not work out for him, though. It did not work out. They even had Virgil. Freaking Virgil.
Yeah.
And like father, like son, Virgil was fired, I should say.
Yeah. I'm pretty
One's
sure.
got a feel for Virgil, though, I'm sure.
My phone died, so I can't watch the stream right now.
Well, that sucks to be you.
It's awful. Dark times in the kingdom.
Reigns equals The Rock, Cena equals Hulk Hogan, Ambrose equals Stone Cold? Question.
Maybe.
It seems about right.
I think Dean Ambrose doesn't resemble Stone Cold, because Dean Ambrose is much more resilient than Stone Cold was. Stone Cold got hurt often, and while I have by all means a lot of respect and enjoyment out of Stone Cold, he really did. He got hurt a lot. His body just couldn't take the bumps.
Whose body now?
Stone Cold.
Ah, okay, yeah. But to be honest, I feel like his career was shortened because of that neck injury he suffered from the pile driver. You know the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Personally, I'd see
There were a
more
lot of injuries
Ambrose.
Stone Cold suffered.
I would see Ambrose more of like a Mick Foley. You know, that's even
Just take
before this last match that he
and
did.
keeps on ticking.
Exactly. Literally have to like
He was certainly
kill the
channeling
man.
Foley last night, that's for sure.
Mm.
Huh.
Hurry up and charge, phone.
It's not gonna happen because you want it to happen.
I know. Piece of crap. Battery died. Hate it forever.
At least you don't have a phone like mine.
No, is yours terrible?
Mine is very terrible at that.
That's unfortunate. At least mine does what I want it to do most of the time. The battery just doesn't want to last long lately.
Okay. So we were just talking about the Enzo and Cass tag team move.
Yep.
Apparently in the game they call it Sky's the Limit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm looking at it right now on the stream.
Oh, okay.
Tag team corner. There's Castro and Enzo.
Oh, yeah,
Bam.
I see it. I see it now. Yeah.
It's like,
Right, they call it Sky's the Limit. I forgot about that.
yeah.
I forgot about that. And it doesn't have a pin combo, which I thought it would. That's why when I was playing Universe mode, and I thought it would have a pin combo, so I was pressing circle whenever, and nope, nada.
Huh. I'm not sure about that, Onyx. Onyx is asking, wasn't Ambrose trained by Shawn Michaels?
I'll check right now.
I'm pretty sure he did train under Shawn Michaels.
I know Daniel Bryan
Says
I
did.
here
believe
he
that
was.
is correct.
Says here he was trained by Cody Hawk and Les Thatcher.
Okay.
No idea who either of those people are.
I don't either.
Hmm.
Man. There it is. That's what I'm looking for.
There we go. Now I can see what's going on again.
Yay.
I put it
I'm
on the TV.
pretty much trying to get the last few moves of this.
What, Torin? That's inappropriate, sir.
What did Torrin do?
He put Hobbit can't last long.
Well, you know, if the shoe fits.
Wow. Thought we were better than that.
Well, that's what you get for thinking.
Wait a second. No, I didn't. I knew better than that.
No, this is all wrong. Alright.
Oh, you're doing tag team,
I just
moves?
finished the tag team. I'm on weight detection. I think I'm gonna save the rest of this for off screen. You know. We've gone about over 2.5, almost 2.5 hours. So
Yeah, it's about 2 hours, 15 minutes.
yeah, it's not bad. So thank you guys for joining me for a little talk about some wrestling.
Some wrestling.
Maybe tonight on
You're
Raw will
stretching.
be. Yeah, I was stretching. I do that.
I can't wait to see Seth Rollins promo tonight on Raw.
Oh, me too, man. It's gonna be something.
I'll
Oh,
say.
anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'm Bink Deadpool. It's Iron Hobbit and Crazy Sean DX have joined me.
Later.
Hello and goodbye.
So we will see each other in the next video or stream. Till then, peace out.
Peace.